When someone says to you, "May Nigeria never happen to you," say amen with your full chest. Because if Nigeria eventually happens to you at some point in time, today we peruse the case of Ifunanya, the young lady that died as a result of snake bite, where we have politicians filtering away 415.9 trillion naira meant for healthcare. Yeah, you heard that right. We're going to be looking at the inside story of how everything played out. Okay, so we're going to be looking at a tweet put out by Ifunanya's brother as reported by this young man. Let's go. If he called me yesterday morning at about 8:30 a.m. She said, "Amy, don't panic, but I have just been bitten by a snake. I am on my way to the hospital." I asked her how it happened because I was in shock. She said she was sleeping and felt pain. When she opened her eyes, she saw the snake. I realized that wasn't the time to ask too many questions, so I cut the call and called her back immediately with my smaller phone, using the bigger one to call people I knew in Abuja because she was going to the hospital alone. Hand tied just by herself, Divine Hospital, Trade Mall Road, Lugbe, Abuja. That was the first hospital she went to. When she got there, they immediately said they didn't have the anti-venom and they could not help her. So she booked another ride immediately to go to the hospital that might have it. Note that while all this was happening, I was still on call with her. Never hung up. She was speaking fine with me. Her hand was tied and she was in a ride headed to Federal Medical Center, Abuja. We got to the next hospital some minutes to 10 a.m., at which point she was still speaking with me. When she got to the second hospital, she went to the emergency department and they started bombarding her with questions. Wonders, right? I was still on call with her and it was irritating me. I kept saying, "What are they doing?" I asked if they had anti-venom and they said they told her they would give her a drip. Imagine, a drip for someone that's just been bitten by a snake. The doctor removed the stuff she used to tie her hand to prevent the circulation of the venom and kept telling her to calm down. She immediately told me, "Amy, they've removed the thing I used to tie my hand." I felt okay since she was at the hospital and thought the doctor would know better than me. I encouraged her to calm down. When the drip was in, she started feeling dizzy and her tongue was breaking. You can imagine. Removing the tourniquet without having anti-venom. Without having anti-venom. Even a normal human being knows that before you remove a tourniquet, you must have anti-venom ready to inject. That was when I let her relax and ended the call. At that point, my uncle I had contacted in Abuja was already at the hospital with her, so I felt a bit relieved, thinking she was getting all the treatment she needed. Now, when they lost her, I started seeing people saying she was bitten at night or the day before, but only came to the hospital yesterday, which was a lie. You can imagine. Insult on top injury. Doctor saying she wasn't talking properly and came in late. She came in by herself with both legs, without any help. I was speaking with her through it all. She was audible. Why did they remove the stuff she used to tie her hands? To prevent the venom from spreading. Why tell her to calm down and proceed to put a drip? Did they even have the anti-venom at the second hospital? The hospital failed her and doubled down to lie about everything. I hate this country so much. We had such a great time together in Abuja this past Christmas. How was I to know it would be the last time with you? She was speaking fluently with me and even sent me this video. Water full my eye. Brother of the girl that died yesterday from snake bite tells the truth behind her tragic passing. Moral lesson: may Nigeria never happen to you. And I say amen. Now let's look at how some Nigerians reacted to this particular tweet. This is from Africa, and he says, the last person to die from snake bite in the UK was in 1975. In 2026, Nigerians are still dying from snake bites in Nigeria, and their leaders are going to the UK for medical treatment. She wasn't killed by snake bite. She was killed by her government, which is true. Now, this is from Picasso, and he says, snake anti-venom typically costs 80,000 per vial. This might sound like a lot of money for most Nigerians, but the Ministry of Health received 2.48 trillion in 2025. This is less than 4% of the country's GDP, but in 2024, Mohammed Peter, the Nigerian Minister of Health and Social Welfare, of course appointed by the landlord and personal Grameen, Tinubu, was summoned over alleged misappropriation of $300 million, which is equivalent to 415.9 trillion. And yes, I double checked. The numbers of the zeros are correct. That money won't just buy enough anti-venom for each citizen, but can build a manufacturing plant for it, and then went ahead to provide, sources, how much it costs to treat anti-venom, and a host of, other things. Now, this is how bad, the situation of Nigeria is. Indeed, Nigeria happened to her. Someone went ahead to say about these local remedies that Nigerians have put forward. Why can't our professors go into research and find, natural cure for snake bites? And someone quickly pointed out, are you referring to the same lecturers that rig for politicians? Why is Nigeria this backward? That something as simple as anti-venom we don't have in big 2026, that a young and fast rising star will just lose her life because there is no anti-venom in Nigerian hospitals. Who know how many Nigerians have lost their life? This is just one case that went viral. Nigerian authorities, you have to wake up to your responsibility and do right. And to the hospital, how can you remove the tourniquet without having anti-venom? Nigeria, sit up. You are eating up your citizens, and it is not fair. This is just one story out of many others that are waiting to happen. May Nigeria never happen to you.